Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of How to Play Survival with me, Throwlash. I am actually streaming at the moment. We're going to try and stream and record at the same time. Let's see how this works. But today, we're going to go over how to find diamonds in your 1.18 worlds. So, cue the music. Let's go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to find some diamonds because, first of all, I need a new shovel because this iron shovel just really isn't cutting it. And secondly, I would really like some diamond armor before we go fight the dragon, before we progress in this game any further, in this world any further. And after raiding that nether fortress, we only have 5 diamonds, so I can make a helmet out of this, or I could make a shovel and a pair of boots, which is probably what we're going to do. But that's not enough because we need 8 for a chest plate. We need another, what, 7? 6, 7, yep, and then another 5 for a helmet. So that's another, what, 20 diamonds there? So we definitely need to go find some. So in this episode, let's go over what are the best ways to find diamonds in 1.18. So folks, how do we find diamonds? Well, we kind of talked about ore generation a little bit in a past episode, but I'll go ahead and throw up the, I will put the ore chart on the screen again for you so you can see it. And as you can see, diamonds really only spawn towards the bottom of the world. In fact, it'll be anywhere but around y equals 14 and lower, with the best concentration, according to most of the internet, around y level -59. The other place that you can find diamonds in your world is by getting them out of loot chests from different areas. Now, loot chests being mainly from things like dungeons or nether fortresses like we had seen. Not dungeons, I'm sorry, bastions and nether fortresses like we had seen. Strongholds in certain chests, which strongholds we haven't seen yet, but we'll get there. They will have, potentially have diamonds in their loot chests as well. I will put up on the screen here some of the different probabilities for diamonds in different areas as loot, finding them as loot chests, because some of them are very different. And one of them is my favorite way to find diamonds. And that would involve these. These are shipwrecks. These are sunken ships in Minecraft, which is one of the biggest reasons to use doors, actually, because while you're underwater, you see, we've gone over this before, that your breath is kind of going away. If you plop a door down, you'll see I have this door here now, and I can open it up and step in. And we can kind of cheat here because we have a little air pocket while we have this door. Ooh, we got some TNT. Now, shipwrecks are going to have, I believe we've seen one in a previous episode. Ooh, moss, that's great. Shipwrecks are going to have upwards to 3 chests. You should have that chest there, which has like some greenery and stuff. You'll have a chest with a buried treasure map. I'm going to take this paper because why not? And then somewhere towards like the back of the ship, where would be like the captain's quarters, is going to have a chest with goodies in it. And we didn't get a ton of goodies in this one, unfortunately. Sometimes these will have diamonds. A little bottle of enchanting, that's nice. But this one does not appear to have any diamonds in it. However, what we did get from this, and this is probably my favorite way to find diamonds, and probably one of the best ways to find diamonds with a loot chest, is with a buried treasure map. So a buried treasure map is going to be a sort of already filled in map, as you can see. You can switch this to your offhand and keep the map open as you're doing things, except for rowing a boat, which is, it kind of makes sense. You need both hands to row your boats. Now, as you can see down in the bottom corner, we have this little white dot that's going along the map as we move. Now, that is us. As you can see, we are moving along the bottom of this map here. And this map does work with north being up, south being down, etc., etc. So if I go ahead and pull up the F3 screen, it looks like we are currently going east, which makes sense because that's kind of what it said on the map. Now, if we start to go a bit north, we should show back up on this map somewhere. And there we go. We just had to go up a little bit. So all of the areas on the map that have the lines going across them, those are going to be oceans. Those are going to be bodies of water, lakes, ponds, etc. And all of the other areas where it's like kind of filled in with that tan, that's land. So anywhere you see tannish stuff is where land is. And that's usually where buried treasure is on land. So let's go ahead and follow this map. We're going to go in a northeasternly direction, and we'll see where we lined up. So it looks like our buried treasure map is taking us to this little deserty island, little sandy island. That's the word I'm looking for, which is kind of cool. The lore behind this could be that way back in the day, before this area froze over, pirates came over and buried this treasure, and maybe they didn't make it in the freeze, etc., etc. But let's go over how to get this treasure, and this is actually super important, so listen up, folks. What you're going to want to do is line up your cursor so that dot in the center of your little indicator on the map is sort of in the middle of the X, okay? So try and line up as best you can. And then, before you even start digging, pull up the F3 screen. Over on the left side, you're going to see something that says chunk. It'll be under your XYZ. All right, and what you want to do is change the first number and the third number so that they're 9s. And what you do is you just walk around. So if I walk this way, the third number becomes a 9 when I stand here. And if I walk this way, this number is now a 9. This is where your buried treasure map is. You can dig straight down, and there it is. So as long as you line up the chunk and have it say 9, your buried treasure map will always, always, always be under that block. And unfortunately, we didn't get any diamonds for our troubles. But this is usually my favorite way to get diamonds, because not only do you get other stuff with it, like this Heart of the Sea, we really don't need this gunpowder. You get some food if you're running low on food, but these buried treasure chests have the largest chance to spawn diamonds than any other loot chest in the game, which is pretty remarkable, I gotta be honest. I'm just gonna go ahead and bury that up as we get out of here, and let's head back to camp. And look at this, on our way back to camp, we found another sunken ship. And this one must have hit this iceberg as it was forming and sunk down to the bottom of the ocean here. Absolutely amazing. We're getting a lot of iron. It's kind of remarkable. I don't think I've ever gotten this much iron from treasure chest before. But we should still have that treasure map chest. I think it might be down here. There we go. We got another one and a compass. Very cool. I'll take that paper again. And then some suspicious stew. That's pretty interesting. Now, suspicious stew has a bunch of different properties that you can have. They'll do things like give you blindness, or they'll give you saturation, super saturation, or there's a whole bunch of different effects that suspicious stew can have. And in a future episode, we'll go over all of them, and we'll also go over how you can get your own suspicious stew as I try and get my boat. And we got a little unlucky. It's the same chest. It's the same map. And this happens if you find chests that are too close to one another. They will sometimes become the same treasure map. Not the best in the world, but hey, sunken ships are literally everywhere. You can find them anywhere that you can find an ocean. They are super easy to spot. So if you go boating in an ocean for like an hour, you should be able to find a decent amount of treasure chests and find a nice amount of diamonds. Now, before we go back to camp, I just wanted to point something out to you guys real quick, and that would be the compass and the Heart of the Sea. I just wanted to go over these. Now, there's a common misconception with compasses that they point to wherever your spawn point is, and that is not true. As you can see, I set my spawn here, and the compass is not pointing towards this bed. What they do is they point towards the world spawn, which is the block that you will spawn in if your spawn point is gone. Let's say your bed or your lodestone, etc. And you respawn, you will spawn, in my case, right here on this block. So I'm going to go ahead and break this. And let's put a different block there. And you know what? We'll strip it just to make sure that it's super different. Now, the other thing you can use a compass for is lodestones. And lodestones is something that you make when you get enough netherite. Now, we only got one piece of ancient debris, I believe. We might have two, I can't remember. If you get enough ancient debris, you can go ahead and make a lodestone using netherite. And what you do is you plop those down in the nether, and then you right-click a compass onto that lodestone, and the needle will point towards the lodestone. If you don't use a lodestone in the nether or in the end, I don't think you can use a lodestone in the end. the needle will just go all over the place. It'll go swing around this way and that way. It'll go absolutely crazy. Compasses are kind of funny in the nether. The other thing here is the Heart of the Sea. Now, Heart of the Sea you can only find in buried treasure chests. And what you do with these is you use nautilus shells, which drop from drowned, and you surround it in a 3x3 crafting bench to make a conduit. Now you use a conduit underwater, you can surround it by some prismarine, and that way you get I think it's called the conduit effect, where you get this breathe underwater ability, you get like almost night vision underwater, a couple of other things happen. It's really neat. We'll definitely use these when we do some underwater builds. Now, that chart that I put up earlier that showed the different loot chests that you can find diamonds in, some of the ones that were on there were village chests. Now, those, I believe, were just from armorer chests in villages. You can also find them in places like desert temples, which I don't believe we've even seen a desert yet. Desert temples are just something that spawns in a desert. Woodland mansions, I believe, have loot chests of diamonds available. Stronghold, like I mentioned earlier, but we haven't seen a stronghold yet. That's right before the dragon. We'll get there soon. So yeah, if you just go ahead and go exploring around your world, you'll be able to find loot chests, and you should be able to find your own diamonds that way. Now, what are some other ways that we can find diamonds without just exploring and getting lucky with chests all over the place? And honestly, folks, probably one of the best ways to find diamond is still branch mining, which is kind of a tried and true tested way of mining for diamonds. Now, essentially what you want to do is you want to find a spot in your normal camp, your normal starter area, and dig down. More or less, that's it. Just dig down. What we're going to do is we're going to dig down all the way to Y level -59. And while I'm digging this out, I'm going to go ahead and put another little graphic on the screen here. And what this graphic is going to show is the different Y levels where it is best to mine certain ores. So as you can see, Y level -59 is kind of the diamond ore level that we're looking for here. We want to make sure that we're at that level while we're mining. Now, what does that mean? If you are standing on a block, okay, let's say this says Y69 here, right? But if you look down, if you look at the block all the way on the right side, I'll go ahead and bring my cursor up. All the way on the right side, you see this here, targeted block, all right? That block right there is actually block Y level 68, all right? So what we want to be doing is we want to be standing on block -58, okay? We want this one to say -58, so when we look down at the block we're standing at, this one says -59. What I'm doing here, and you don't have to do this, is I am going to go ahead and make myself a decent looking mine entrance, all right? Something that kind of has the igloo-ish feel to it, all right? And I'm going to dig 3 blocks down, 3 blocks wide, excuse me, all the way down to block -59, all right? And I'm going to set up myself with a little mining camp down there, okay? Again, you don't have to do this. This is a lot of digging that it's probably going to take me about an hour to do all of this digging out. One thing that I would seriously and honestly suggest is dig down 5 blocks, all right? I'm probably not even digging down enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one would have to be 5 down here. So let me go ahead and shave off the top of this. So that way, when we are digging 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one down here would be number 5. And the reason for that is when we go ahead and we put stairs here, we don't want to be bunking our heads on the blocks up here as we're coming up the stairs, because we would either A, get stuck, or it would look kind of stupid that we're running into stairs on our way up. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and dig all the way down here, and I'll see you once we're done. Oh, and look at this. Oh, geez, very nice. We've come across a dungeon here. Very cool. Now, my digging has brought me down into a little bit of a cave. And, hey, no diamonds in this one, but that's okay. Hey, we have some melon seeds and a golden apple. Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and just take the whole chest. And I'm going to light up more of this cave, just see if there's anything else fun in here. Now, this would be a great, absolutely fantastic experience dungeon here, because the skeleton spawners are usually a lot better than any of the other spawners, because not only do they give you experience, they also give you bows and bones, and bones are really great to get a hold of. I wish I had seen that before we made the other drop farm that we made, because man, that is just super lucky to find that there. And we've hit deep slate, so we should be getting pretty close. I think we're around Y level 0 at this point once you hit deep slate. So it's been a it's been a while. I've been doing this for a while. I did get distracted by a couple of caves, so it takes a little bit if you do the 3x3, but you don't have to. Like I said, you can just do one. Ooh. You can just do one straight line down if you really feel like it. But I'm going to make this look pretty eventually, so I decided 3x3 is nice. Now, when you get to a big old section like this, a huge cave like so, you should really explore it. It'll be really, really good for you to explore big caves that are down in the bottom of the world like this. We'll get down here soon. I actually want to go dump a lot of stuff before we do that. Let's take a nap, too. Now, why would you want to get distracted exploring a big cave like this while you're trying to just get down to the bottom of the world? Well, honestly, we're out looking for diamonds, right? So isn't it a good idea to just stop and take a look around at some of these gigantic exposed areas that could have a ton of ores just sitting all over the place. As you see, we just found some gold and some redstone. Over here, some lapis. And if you're at diamond level, when you find one of these huge caves, you have a really good chance of finding just exposed diamonds in the wall, in the ceiling, etc. Unfortunately, I don't think we're quite at diamond level yet, but that's okay. I'm still going to explore a little bit of this area just to find some of these resources like gold and lapis, etc. Redstone's pretty nice too. And generally, lighting up is always a good thing. Just not having mobs spawn near your base camp is usually for the best. See if we can get this guy caught in this boat. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, that's not going to be good for me. Hey, look at me. I'm Steve today. I don't know what's going on with my internet. For some reason, it's just really spotty. I'm not really sure. Anyways, through that huge cavern, we got a ton of resources. I didn't really count. I just kind of ran upstairs and I was like, I'm going to put all this junk away. But I wanted to show you something. I need some stone for this. Hang on. And actually, instead of stone, I think we're going to use wood. I wanted to show you how I go lower, go down underneath blocks and place other blocks, okay? So if I'm doing a staircase, right, I've got this whole area lit up. We shouldn't have to worry about mobs too much. Yeah, that makes me feel a little better. Now, normally what I do is I just put a bucket of water down, all right? And I'll go up as far as I can. And if I'm making a staircase, I'll put a block here and then put another block there, right? And just kind of staircase my way down that way. Okay, so another one here. And then go down, and sometimes that happens, but I'll just do most of the staircase down. Whoops. All right, and the reason I'm doing the block above, kind of like this, is because it's going to be a lot easier to get that block back if it's on the top, as opposed to going underneath like this, and then coming out, right? Because I'm going to need the water to go underneath here and to get this block. So it's just a lot easier if you use the block that's place a block up top, because then we can just literally go like this and grab all those blocks that we're putting down. And more or less, that's how I staircase down when I run into a place like this where, you know, I have to go down and there's really nowhere to stand to place blocks, right? And then eventually we get down to the floor and it's not a big deal. Now, the reason I used wood here instead of stone is I kind of feel like, you know, for the lore of this area, it would make more sense that we found this big old cavern and made, you know, a wooden staircase that went down to the bottom, as opposed to, you know, trying to use the stone to create a stone staircase. I just don't think that would make too much sense for our situation here. So I kind of like using the wood in this situation. Eventually we'll come through and we'll make this all look pretty, but for right now, I think this works out really well. And for some reason, we're back. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's really weird. But anyways, this only brought us down to about Y level, what is it, -10 or something like that? Target block -11 on the right side. So we have a ways to go. We got to go all the way down to -59, right? So I'm actually going to start a live stream right now. So https twitch.tv/throwlashgaming. If you want to come follow me on Twitch, I will put a link in the description. I'm going to dig out the rest of this tunnel. We're probably going to do a little bit of branch mining, and I'll be back to explain what we went through. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our live stream is over, and we've gotten a lot done actually since the live stream as well, but I'll go ahead and show you. We ended our last clip about right up there where that wood is, that second piece of wood here, and we went all the way down to -Y59, okay? And here's our mine. Here it is, all right? I went ahead and I decorated it. On our live stream, we tried some maroon blocks, etc., and I just wasn't feeling it. So I wanted to give it a nice, like, really dark underground gray theme, okay? And I think it came out all right. So way more storage than we need, but that's okay. I'm not really too worried about it. But things that you definitely need down in a mine. You want some workbenches, some furnaces. I'll probably get blast furnaces in here at some point because we will get some gold, etc. Stone cutter's a really great idea. The anvil's kind of just there to make everything look pretty, but that might be useful if you want to repair some tools. And then storage. Storage is a really great idea as well. Now, I watched an Exuma Void video to look at diamond ore generation underground, all right? And I found out in that video that it's actually a pretty decent idea to space out your branch mines 3 blocks wide, okay? So branch mine, 1, 2, 3, branch mine. And the reason for that is most of the time, okay, diamonds will generate, let's say a diamond ore generates here. Most of the time, another one will generate diagonally or directly adjacent to it. Now, I understand that doing this means we will never break open this center line here. And I know that Exuma also does like poke holes like this. He'll go through and but he does massive poke holes when he does his, right? They're like to the end of your reach with a pickaxe. You know, I decided it's really not that important to me that we get literally every single diamond ore that we can possibly find, okay? What's important to me is aesthetic. And it was a lot easier, and it is a lot easier, to build nice aesthetic in odd numbers in Minecraft. So I went ahead and I took Exuma Void's advice kind of as a, good, now I can do this and not worry about the diamonds that we don't find in the center. Also, you need to be careful of lava pockets here because we are at -58, -59, okay? You need to be careful because lava pockets generate above that. So somewhere above this level here is where the top layer of this lava pool is, all right? So as you're mining, it's probably a good idea to have some fire resistance potions on you, which again, you can get from trading with piglins. You can also brew them, and we'll brew those in a later episode. But just something to be wary about. Actually, how do you do a branch mine? Now, normally what I do is I dig out like a 3x3 area, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all right? And I will just dig in a straight line there. I decided to go bigger because I wanted to make this one look pretty. And then you just pick an area, and then you just tunnel. Make a branch. And just keep digging. And dig and dig and dig and dig. It's a lot more tedious, and it takes a lot longer in 118 than it used to because, let me go ahead and get some torches here, because you now have to deal with deep slate, okay? And why is deep slate an issue? Well, deep slate's an issue because it takes a long time to mine. Its mining resistance is a lot. So it's, you know, a lot harder to mine deep slate than it is stone. Now you're just gonna keep mining until you don't feel like doing it anymore. What I normally do is I mine out an entire stack worth of torches, right? So I'll pick a direction and then I'll mine in that direction until I run out of torches, and then I'll turn around, or what I'll do in this case is I'll actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We still have this mine here that we haven't completed yet, all right? And then I'll just dig all the way back to where our mine starts, okay? And that's kind of how I branch mine. I'm not saying it's the best, I'm not saying it's the worst. It's just what I do. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but what I would like to do in the center of this is actually send a mine cart, right? So we're going to have mine tracks that go all the way up here, and then we will send a mine cart up and down those tracks. We're going to go into a later episode. We'll go into depth on how mine cart mechanics work, etc., etc. But I just wanted to start that out because it's going to be a lot quicker, you know, us sitting in a mine cart than going up the stairs here, as well as we can actually put a mine cart with a chest in this rail, and we can just send all of our goodies up the rail that way in a chest. Oh, air. Oh, it's so wonderful. Now, I did want to show you on our live stream that I did get a bunch more materials. All right, I got a lot of gold. I got a lot of redstone. Stream chat usually likes to send me on adventures going down into caves, etc. But as you can see, we've got 37 blocks of iron now and another 64 blocks of raw iron that we haven't even smelted yet, which is fantastic. And I think there's even more raw iron down in the mines still. We have a ton of copper and lapis. We got some gold, etc. I'm just really excited about how much material we got. We also got ourselves 31 diamonds. So I went ahead and I made myself a shovel, but now we can go ahead and make ourselves some leggings, a chest plate, and a helmet. And I might even put a brand new fresh pair of boots on as well. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And there's that cover me with diamonds advancement. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Now I'm going to go ahead and strip these off and put these on. And I'll even strip the butter boots off as well. And look at that. Our thing down at the bottom here is full. This is absolutely fantastic. I feel so much more protected, even though we don't even have these things enchanted yet, which is next on our agenda. We've got 44 levels here. I'm going to go ahead and enchant these, and we'll see what kind of enchantments we get on it. I really want feather falling on these boots, especially going up against the dragon for sure. Small pro tip before we go back into the nether and go over to the mob farm over that way is if you grab an item frame and just put your enchanted golden boots on that item frame right on your portal, you will never forget, hey, you need to put gold on so the piglins don't kill you. And then once you come back out, you can just plop them back on there, and they're ready for next time. And oh my gosh, the first enchantment I get, Unbreaking 3 Feather Falling 4, that's fantastic. Wow, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna, oof, that gave me the willies. That's really great. And look at us all shiny in our brand new armor. Oh, this is fantastic. I actually got really, really good rolls on the enchanting table. We got protection 4 in breaking 3, respiration 3 in the helmet, protection 4 in the chest plate, fire protection 4, which blast protection would have been better, but that's okay. I'll take it on the leggings, and then unbreaking 3 and feather falling, of course, on the boots. I am beyond happy with this. I actually have an Unbreaking 3 book in here that I can put on the chest plate, and I think we have enough levels. I might as well just go ahead and do that. It only took a couple of rerolls for us to get all this awesome gear as well. We got super duper duper lucky on this. I am super happy about today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we're gonna have to leave the episode for the day. We went ahead and got ourselves this nice, I cannot place stair blocks, I tell you. Went ahead and got ourselves this nice diamond armor, and we got ourselves an enchanted shovel as well. If you can see down in my toolbar there, I'll go ahead and show you. We got ourselves a silk touch and efficiency 4. Absolutely fantastic. I took a really good gamble on Unbreaking 3 on the enchanting table, so really excited about our new tools, etc. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, as we stand in the darkness with our bat friend here, thanks for coming along. We're gonna have to end it here, unfortunately. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this mine shaft entrance, I guess is what we'll call it, in between episodes when we get time. Might do it on some live streams. If you want to go check me out, twitch.tv/throwlashgaming, and make sure to like, subscribe, etc. And I think maybe in the next episode we might go over some potion making. But until then, folks, thanks for watching. Goodbye.